Got Stoosey Boys live on a damn Wednesday. Hoping everyone's having a great one. Hope everyone's having a good one. Preaching, peddling, and pacifying peace, calm, and positivity. Love, safety, and determination from Kentucky City all the way around the world. Hoping y'all all have a good one. It's a big shout out to you and yours on this fine, glorious day. It is raining in the Okefenokee, but there's nothing we can really do about that now, can we? But definitely, folk are out there having a good time and a wonderful time. Whoa. I think I like spunning for a minute there. With our first like, hell yeah, baby. Y'all be sure to hit it up in chat. Let us know where it is and where it's at. Y'all sons of birches are the greatest, but y'all already know this, you know what I'm saying? Friday night, I'm going nowhere. All the lights are changing. Red to green. Pushing through the crowds, I'm pushing. Chemicals are rushing in my bloodstream. I only wish that you were here. You know I'm feeling so clear. I can't believe USA and Wade Lucero right off the bat driving home the fucking fun. With the yup, I'm saying yes. Absolutely. Coolest cats gather here, but y'all know this, y'all know what I'm saying. Hey, oh, mama, hey, oh, why? Hey, oh, mama, hey, oh, why? Life in a southern town. Yeah, I was trying to do that Babylon earlier, boy. Come on, well, you just get them. Let me take this goddamn plant, man. These wandering what? Wandering dudes? Hell yeah. They're wandering dudes now. You made it back from the jungle. Well, admittedly, we've been back from the concrete jungle for a few days now. But we filmed a ton of shit down there in Nashville. Was just trying to blow it up. You know, we was down there. We were a little out of our element, so naturally we was taking care to film as much as we could while we could. USA also asked, how was the Nash? Nashville was fine. Nashville's a wonderful time. Listen, it's all about how you make it, right? Don't forget to bring your ID. I can't stress that enough. If you don't have your ID, there's a lot of establishments. A lot of the fun will be taken out of it. I saw a lot of neat and interesting things in Nashville, is what I saw on Mulberry Street. Awful lot of homeless down there, I gotta say. That seems like a weird place to try to take a nap at, but what do I know, you know what I mean? Certain parts of that city smelled horrible. Absolutely horrible. But when people are bold-faced shitting in the street, these things can be expected. Virtually everyone was really nice and friendly. I had some fucking call you next Tuesday running a smoking thing. So I'm like, all right, well, how much is a pre-roll here? Oh, it'll be $30. I said, well, I'll be seeing y'all later. And of course, she tried to something haggle or something. She was like, well, I can do 25. And I was like, oh, no, bro, I'd have to see like 15. And then all of a sudden she flips on us. She's like, well, if you can find $15 cone Nash, more power to you. And I'm like, this fucking bitch. But anyway, I believe I'll stay out here in the country where man can get 3 of them bitches for $15 and it's the exact same shit. Thank you very much. But man, I wish like fuck I could almost have pulled a pre-roll out of like my pocket dimension and been like, oh, you mean this $15 pre-roll right here? Fucking bitch. Ah, dude, I swear. But there was a really cool venue of sorts next to that. There was a dude playing like street grunge in what like was almost a parking garage. It was really cool. That part was cool. Other than that one particular thing, and I did give a homeless guy a hit off the vape. He was like, man, you think you can go up in there and get a bag of chips? I'm like, oh man, I'll be broke, so I can't do that. But I can do this for you. I've got this vape here. And he kind of gives me this funny look. He goes, what is it? And I'm like, oh man, it's Delta 8. And he goes, oh, yeah. C-Man don't give the homeless money or food and shit. He gives the homeless he gives the homeless fifth and cigarettes and shit. That's what C-Man do. That's how he takes care of people. Plead the fifth, by the way. 5 likes. So we've been having a lot of fun rolling with all the Nashville content and stuff. Giving us a moment to kind of drop back and reconfigure and realign what we got going on and shit. Nashville was tons of fun. Like I say, if y'all see the shorts and the live stream that we done, fantastic place to do a live. I had no idea when I fired that up that I would have the fucking Batman building and whatever bank was like behind me and shit, so it looks like really cool. It's like when we say we're in Nashville, I think that was about as most indicative of being in Nashville as you can get. It's a fucking AT&T building. They're like, it looks like a big phone, and I'm like, that's Batman building. That's Batman territory is what that is. That is like fucking Wayne Enterprises or some shit. Also, Alexandre Marquez, my bad, dog. I had to hit it back. But yeah, they down there slinging THCA fucking pre-rolls in Nashville for $30. Y'all done fucked up. Y'all putting this shit on the wrong cowboy. Like I say, at least when I went in a different head shop too, it was pretty much the same story. Which the dude, he was there, he's a lot nice. He's like, listen, I understand these prices are high as hell, but you're not going to find anything better than this in Nashville. And I was like, well, I hear you. If that's the case, I just fucking do without. And of course, he had the fucking vape or whatever, so it wasn't that big a deal. I was fine. But, hell yeah. Sons of Birches. We went in, first place was like this crazy celestial closet. It's in the goddamn, try and sell a cone for 30. Here, they're going to take it from you instead. Jesus Christ. I said, oh, that's a cool looking cone. Be ashamed if I yeah. I saw, like, no uniformed police in Nashville. There were undercovers in the crowd. And you can, like, tell by the way some of them were acting and walking and moving and shit. That's what they're doing. They've just got fucking plain clothes in the crowd. Which I might add, sounds a whole lot like a police state, don't it? But anyway, they had plain clothes in the crowd, so nobody was hassling nobody. There was that big ass shopping center we went into, which we actually posted the short of, was our last short. I legitimately thought we were in the back rooms. Because like we walk in, I'm like, oh, okay, big shopping thing. And I'm walking and I'm walking and I'm like, there's nobody in this bitch. Like big, you see it in the video. Big-ish thing could hold like 100 or 200 fucking shoppers, and there's like all these stores are open on the fucking side, and there's nobody. Just fucking nobody. And I'm like, did we die? Like, did we accidentally fall into the fucking background? You know what I mean? I'm fucking for real. Mike Murphy up in the house. Let's fucking go, Mike. He said, yo, what's up, my go? You know, it ain't like Mobile, Alabama. We don't look out onto the bay and see that glorious piece of American steel and machinery that we lovingly refer to as the USS Alabama is not adjacent. But here in Kentucky, see, we make do with what we got, right? You know what I mean? There's plenty of rain falling behind me. I will say that. Blowing cash. Y'all ever heard of James Blunt? Beautiful dawn lights up the show for me. There is nothing else in the world I'd rather wake up and see with you. Beautiful dawn. I'm just chasing time again. Thought I'll die a lonely man. in the endless night. Oh, but now I'm high, running wild among all the stars above. Sometimes, Rainbow Baby, my baby, my gal was poppin'. Hell yeah. Let me see, what's some other... James Blunt, it's like I gotta hear it in order to hit that fucking pitch. All I can do so long, Jimmy. Ba-da-low, 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 wow-now, ba-da-low, wow-now, wow-now, wow-now. I just can't believe that it's over. We were hanging out on the sofa, digging how the guitar goes in a song that no one knows. Did you burn that bridge yourself off in a voodoo magic hell? Does everyone have a different take and you just cool, but I'm just fake? Does everyone get mesmerized by your fire? So long, Jimmy, so long. Sure you only stayed a moment. We gon' know that you're the one singing. So long, Jimmy, so long. Sure we're glad for the experience. We'll miss you now you're gone. We're just swimming in your soul, 'cause we gon' wish we broke the soul. Life goes on. Hell yeah. Little James Blunt B-side for y'all. Jetpack up in the house, popping. Omar's the man, talking crazy. What's up, y'all? I'm trying to remember how that second verse goes. It's like down-a-low, 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 down-a-low. I just so relieved that it's over. We were hanging out, going nowhere, digging how the guitar goes in a song that no one knows. Did you lick it on yourself, formed in a voodoo magic hell? And everyone had a different take, 'cause you was cool, though I'm just fake. Does everyone get hypnotized by your fire? So long, Jimmy, so long. Sure we're glad for the experience. We'll miss you now you're gone. I love how everyone's asking how was Nashville. I feel so stalked, as if I didn't post like 3 shorts in a live stream. Nashville was lit. Nashville's crazy. Nashville's wild. Nashville's Nashville, right? You see what I'm used to dealing with. This is Seaman and the Stoosey Boys' natural habitat. All this green shit and fucking birds and all that you hear. Nashville, part of the reason why we filmed the fuck out of Nashville is because it was so different than what we were used to see. So it's like, we gotta be filming. We've gotta be this, that, and the other. It was wonderful. All the shops and stores and shit from here to the fucking eye can see. Goddamn $30 pre-rolls. By the way, if anybody is on Bitcoin, it hit a record today. I think USA's holding one of them bitches. But see, if Bitcoin's doing good, then all the other cryptocurrencies seem to do good. So, like, if you're holding Stellar Lumens or Dogecoin or fucking, what the hell, Shiba Inu, fucking like 1,000,000 of them for $1, hell yeah. All that had to went up. Nashville's gross and smells bad. Well, like I say, there was tons of homeless people. Seemed like there were 1,000,000 better places folk could have found to sleep, but I'm not in their shoes, so I don't know. And as far as smells bad, yes. It wasn't horrible all over, but it's just we were walking around. We probably navigated, I don't know, 12, 20 total fucking city blocks going here, there, and everywhere, every direction. There were probably about 5 or 6 points that smelled horrible, dog. No, Lady Rainbow, she actually pointed out where someone had just full-blown, whole-ass shit right in the street. And it's like, wow, this is great. Nashville's wonderful. But if you got the money to spend that motherfucker, hell yeah. Mr. Jetpack, I imagine like us going to New York City would be crazy. But I bet the pre-rolls there are also probably $30. But at least the pre-rolls in New York City are actually fucking the real deal as opposed to that THCA horse shit that I can get 3 for 15 and they want me to pay 1 for 30. No, yet, private check not happening. Nothing but puke and piss on the streets. Reminds me of New Orleans. It's a party town for sure. Nashville. That's where the Predators play. Too bad I don't give a fuck about hockey. Said hockey is great. I love me some hockey. Golf is alright, but it ain't no hockey. Let's see what was we started out Crypto's Closet, Celestial Closet, something's closet. You see it on the live stream because we're in the parking lot like adjacent to it. That's like we started there, then we headed downtown. We was checking fucking seen the Johnny Cash Museum, some kind of funky dessert place. I forget what the deal with that was. And I feel like we stopped somewhere else on the way down there. We pimped some fucking art, and it's like we head down there. Went up on this pedestrian walking bridge deal. That part was kind of fun. I mean, it just kind of overlooking everything, but it wasn't overlooking anything like neat. And so we slid down back off that, and then we cut up, went. God, where the fuck all did we go? Any Old Iron really stood out. That place was a trip. Fucking, I feel like I'm cutting out all kinds of shit too. A million live performances. I want to go back and see what that Taco Bell with alcohol and live music is about. The Taco Bell cantina down there. Some dude with like hellacious dreads playing the fuck out of guitar. But it was also weird because it's Nashville. It's Yeehawville. It's country, whatever. So you'd be walking down the street and it's like, okay, you got a string band in here that's got like double bass, mandolin, fiddle, whatever. Then 2 shops down, or it's fucking, oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living up. You know what I mean? So it was just constantly Stoosey Boys live at the Grand Ole Opry coming soon. If we broke in that bitch, maybe, before we got tackled by security. I'd give it a whirl. They can only throw me out. I mean, can you really be thrown out of somewhere you never cared to be anyway? I think the answer is yes. I'm under the impression the stairs over at the Ryman are hard. But what do I know? But yeah, and I definitely appreciate all the folk peeping the shorts that we've been dropping from that endeavor. That y'all would come through and be like, oh, hey, how was Nashville? Cool as fuck. But Any Old Iron was dope. That bitch is in there making... She makes clothes for Elton John and somebody else. That's why they had like... It was whole... Not quite a dress, but basically dresses. Sequined up, hand sewn, everything. $750. I'm like... Some of that like David Bowie shit. Do Hank Williams on your ass. Hank Williams, yeah. And music shops. Hold on, I might have missed what Omar said. There's a lot of taco trucks in Nashville. Well, we did pimp a food truck while we was down there as well. It was fire, high as shit. That's the thing about Nashville. Everything down there is fine. It's fun, it's wonderful. It's just all high as giraffe nuts, yo. Just plain and simple. If you got the money to spend, you can make Nashville your bitch and have a hell of a time. But you broke, you just best staying in the sticks. We was somewhere on the in-between of that, I would like to think. Which you see where we live, we get out of the holler, we're having a good time just being there. It's like, wow, look at that, and wow, that's fucking, Pawpaw, first off, shout out Pawpaw, was poppin' Pawpaw. Lived in Nashville when he was a kid off 8th and Boscobble Street. Beside us was 200 Cambodians in the projects 2 street over off Shelby Street. Needless to say, we were not in that part of Nashville. I don't think so. She's been there for years. Grandma bought clothes from her in the 70s. Oh, no joke. Cool. So she's earned the right to charge $750 for her shit. If this bitch has been doing shit for 70s, if you think 1970 was 55 fucking years ago. So, damn. You scared? I was the only individual that I saw out of a crowd of several thousand, I'm sure, that had a bandana on. Yes, I was scared. Not in the crowd, but, I was literally the only person. Old lady says, like, there was a couple bikers that seemed confused, but I also had a green bandana. All right? I wasn't about to roll up in that bitch with red or blue on, for obvious reasons. Black, honestly, is pushy to some degree. People get all hyped up over nothing. What, I can't wear my fucking wrap to goddamn Nashville? Yeah, it's expensive in Atlanta, maybe more. Probably about on par. Probably. I wouldn't even want to know what fucking rent and shit like that is in Nashville. Good God. Now, like I say, if a man tripped and stumbled over a grand or so that he just had to burn, he'd go to Nashville quick, lickety quick. And it would be so fun. Reese up in the house. Why have it so like ominously pop out? That's Reese. Chat named him. I think it was Stardust specifically that threw that one out there because I was ready to name him Chat. They just Chat. Which is interesting considering I don't know that I've heard that cat meow once. Well, I personally haven't. Also, Sis up in the house in case I didn't shout it out. Big shout out, Sis, of course. Stoosey fam showing out in drove. Badass motherfuckers that they are. As always. Stay fucked up where you want. Oh, I know. Yeah, but all them big city, or like all that concrete and all that steel. Trust me, Mike Murphy, I understand get fucked up wherever you want or wherever you live or whatever. But it's nice to shake it up every once in a while. Personally, next time I go to, for one thing, I'm bringing some fifth. Not no, fucking, because that would have jerked things into overdrive, needless to say. Don't get me wrong, the vape was doing its due, but like 110%. Yeah, Nashville's great. Been working on a new drink recipe and new parody. I've told the people, Papa. Papa is fucking cooking. Almost literally. Like, Papa's taking care of business. Jack Doobie, you know Jack Doobie, he's always turning wrenches and stuff. We was on, me and Squirrel had a nice drive through the country. Yesterday was talking some stuff and whatnot, working on some new projects. Not anything new and radical, but all the Stoosey Boys are fucking hard at it, nose to the grind, getting that motherfucking shit done, baby. Do they have a poop app like San Francisco? What, like if you see human defecation or whatever, you report it? Because they did not have, I don't know about that, but they did have Google Maps. Every time somebody got pulled over, I was aware of it, baby. They'll be like, police reported up ahead by 7 individuals. And it's like, alright, fucking pop at cruise control off 70, slide her down to 65 just in case. It'll lock her back in. We'll be like from 75 to 65. Should I cue some mushrooms, then went to Nashville? What? Are you saying should you do mushrooms and go to Nashville? I mean, I don't know, bro. Or you're saying you have. Yes, you map your route to avoid poop. Wow. That's amazing. Still not sure about a Stoosey Boy podcast. Well, a Stoosey Boy podcast, I think that's one of those things. If somebody feels inclined to do it, then more power to him. I think maybe Jack Doobie might need to be involved in Stoosey Boy podcast. Because it's like, Jack Doobie rant and rave. But unless Jack Doobie's drinking, admittedly, Jack Doobie's not much of a live stream person. A podcast might suit Jack Doobie a little bit more. My biggest thing about the podcast is A, was giving everyone, it's like a live stream, but you plan it out. And B, motherfuckers could sit right in the comfort of their own homes and without even having to meet up or come to the compound, headquarters, or anything like that. We can sort of link our shit and still pop at, you know what I mean? You should eat mushrooms and then go to Nashville. I threatened to have a little love, safety, and determination and go kayaking once, but hindsight, I feel like that was a bad idea. Oh yeah, for this treasured greens here. Don't buy alcohol from Alabama. Our cheapest half gallon in Atlanta was $1,200. It was 40 over there. I work a liquor store. You mean $12? That's a little confusing. I got a couple folks that are typing out like confusingly framed statements. Mike Murphy got back with me though, so he clarified. So, yeah. Yeah. $12. There you go. That's what I figured. Right on. $12 for a half gallon. Oh, no. Yeah. Well, it was like whenever the Stoosey Boys first went to Nashville. It was me, Squirrel, and Jack Doobie, and that's what we did. Well, I say that's what we did. A round of drinks, in other words, 3 drinks, was bought up at Kid Rock, Sheehaw, whatever the fuck. And then I think Jack Doobie, as well as Squirrel, purchased beverages in Bridgestone Arena for for a price that I can't recall because it traumatized me so bad. Sounds like rock gut to me. I forget how much it was. It was like it was a big tall. It was either 20, 24, 30 ounce for like 20, 30 bucks, something like that. It was redonkulous. Me, I would if I would have had one more drink, it would have been one drink over the line. Cosmo, why are you so? Hey, Cosmo, Kit Kat. And it was like those 2 British dudes that offered us White Claws on the way. He's like, "Oh, bro, we're up from holiday, whatever." And I think Squirrel and Doobie took those because I one more drink, it would have been over. Yeah, Disturbed would have seen me fucking throwing up all over that bitch. We sat in that parking lot with a fifth of private stock. Yeah, getting wrecked. Yeah. For some reason, all the people up on Jason Aldean's rooftop bar just kept fucking staring at us. I don't know if while they were paying $10, $20, $30 a drink, looking down at us in the parking lot, gleefully sharing our fifth and fifth, that they didn't, I don't know. Maybe they were reconsidering the thoughts that had brought them to where they were, because like, I guarantee we were both having an equally good time, but I knew how much my good time was costing, and I have an idea how much their good time was costing, and yeah. We didn't eat food in Nashville. We grabbed KFC on the way down like the goddamn champions we are. Whoever said should not buy alcohol in Alabama, they're not banned from the right person. Saying we should not buy alcohol in Alabama, or we should, because I've had Alabama shine before. That was that shit one time. I'm starting my day off pleading the fifth about 7, 8 o'clock. Go to, I need some water. Grab the bottle of water and take a big fat drink. Only this wasn't water. This is probably 110, 120 proof fucking homemade Alabama shine. Not Everclear, no nothing like that. Cause I take a big swig, I look at my Giat, and I said, "This ain't fucking water," and then I swallowed it, cause it's like instinct says spit it, and then I'm like, I'm not wasting this fucking. So I was like partially smashed for one morning. Stardust getting rained on over there. Well, it's raining over here too, by God. Welcome up, Stardust. Perhaps it's the rain that we just had headed your way. Which is very well impossible. That'd have to be some whipping ass fucking. It would have had to have crossed like all of Tennessee and however much of Georgia. Just whooping down. That'd have been a fucking hurricane. Because it literally started to rain a little bit before the live stream. So that was about 32, 35 minutes ago. It's behind front or right person. For some reason, my mic is not picking up good today. That's got to be a bitch, bro. I feel for you. And I understand, Mike. That's why I give you a little more leeway than some of these other idiots. Can't type to save their lives. And I understand. Y'all hear me talk like I got a good education, right? I know I have my ABDs down pat. But other cats out there, may not. The storm we had yesterday was wild. Was it? I can't recall. I remember I was up at the coal mine, but I do recall it raining like hell several instances. But I think once I got out of the coal mine, it was done raining. I think. Of course, if that's if I'm remembering right. I mean, what I mean. So lock the door and turn the lights down low. Yeah, baby, we ain't got no place to go. I'll make y'all understand. I've been waiting for this all week long. Yeah, Nashville was a blast. I'm telling you, up, down. We've still got 1 or 2 more Nashville shorts to drop. I believe. 1 or 2, because there was this fabulous park that we discovered. I know I've already dropped the back rooms. Fuck, there's only got to be like 1 more, because it's been the back rooms, Jimmy John's World Headquarters, which nobody saw. Nobody saw Jimmy John's World Headquarters for some fucking reason. Like, the algorithm said, yeah, fuck that goddamn. It peddled the one before and the one after, but it was having nothing to do with fucking... Or Too Expensive Alabama. The waiter in Nashville tried to stop me at the restaurant when I was leaving. I already paid my bill. She told me I owed a tip. I might have if she wasn't a bitch. Damn. What do you mean you owe the tip? Like, you gotta pay the tip? That's Pete. Listen, I'm all about tipping the waiter. Somebody that's done a little bit of damn work, but I don't know, bro. You work in a coal mine. It's a euphemism. No, we do not. Because to us, impersonating a coal miner is the equivalent of stolen valor, almost. But because we don't reveal specific information and da-da-da-da-da, for all intents and purposes, it's a coal mine. Wow, his thing is fucking up. First it said coal mined, and then it said coal mom. Mike Murphy's about to throw his mic up against a goddamn wall. Yeah, that's where Reese was at the start of the stream. Good cat. I like Reese. He said, damn. So remember, it's just, we'll just say it's some form of industrious capacity. I worked from 5 o'clock this morning till 4:30 this afternoon. I can't vouch for Pawpaw, but I would argue it's probably about the same. If that ain't enough for you, then there you go. Plain and simple. Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter in a cabin down a hill in Butcher Holler. We was poor, but we had love. And that's the one thing that Papa made sure of. He shoveled coal to make a poor man's dollar. Yeah. In the summertime, we didn't have shoes to wear. Oh, but in the wintertime, we'd all get a brand new pair. From a mail order catalog, money made from selling a hog. Papa always managed to get the money somewhere. Old Pawpaw worked all night in the goddamn coal mine. All day long in the yard cutting grass. Mama rocked the babies at night. Rolled the Bible by the coal oil light. And everything would start all over come the break of morning. You ain't forever fucking lying on that shit. What? I think bro's mic might have just like broke. Yeah, that's why as soon as anybody's like, "Oh, you actually work in a coal mine," it's like, "Whoa, there, partner. We're just using euphemisms here. We fucking raise our glass and tip our hat to them fucking brave men and women having to deal with that shit that have had to deal with that shit for hundreds of years." And if you wonder why you have a lunch break in the middle of the day, you can borderline exclusively thank a coal miner for that. A unionized coal miner for that. Who's to say what did or didn't happen up on Blair Mountain back in the 20s? You know, what they don't teach in school. About what them Pinkertons will come and do to you. Imagine, if you will, not even getting paid in money, but getting paid in script. Motherfucking script. In other words, you get a paycheck, and you can spend that entire paycheck at the company store, but you can't spend it nowhere else. So, in other words, your ass is stuck there. Well, you gonna uptown, leave a script, you go to the next town, it ain't no good. That's how it works. You can't buy company store shit with another company's script. What the fuck? Lost your damn minds. And then it's like, all right, boys, we ain't gonna pay you by the hour. We're gonna pay you by the ton. But then they fuck them up real good and do it by the long ton instead of the regular ton. Our dollars are script too. It kinda. Yeah, but at least I can take this script, leave Kentucky, go all the way where you're at, Wade, and my script is still good. As opposed to what I'm talking about, you can't go to the next town and buy a fucking cold drink or a bag of chips. It don't matter that you worked 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours in a goddamn coal mine. Fuck you, buddy. It sucks. They screw laborious work. People that do like real work, you know, coal miners and lumberjacks and farmers and carpenters, people that are out there actually on the grind, that low thinking, high doing kind of work, always getting fucked. And I've never really understood that. It's like, yeah, your job doesn't require big brain, whatever. It's like, you know, you're picking fruit, the end. It requires some manual labor aspect. But you ask me, manual labor is harder than thinking labor. So why the fuck is thinking labor rated so much higher than unthinking labor? You know what I mean? Every bill is a serial number. That number belongs to the federal bank. Yes, this is true, but I can even take my dollars out to, say, Singapore and convert them to Singapore money. You know what I mean? Most places in the world accept our currency, so it's good. Now, if everywhere else decided they weren't going to accept our currency or da-da-da-da-da, then yeah, we're getting in a script situation. But I get what you're driving at, Wade. I really do. Yeah, it is script. But what's the only other option is like a one world dollar kind of thing. One world just uses all the same money. But wouldn't that also be script? Because you can only spend this money on Earth. And isn't any form of money technically script? Because have you ever heard the phrase, your money's no good here? At that point, in that moment, any money that you possess whatsoever is basically script that ain't getting accepted. Something to consider. And own a musket for home defense, because that's what the founding fathers intended. I'd love to have me one of them old flint locks, not one of them match locks. Piss on that bullshit. I want me one of them at least brown best land pattern bad bitches. I could give a shit less about money as long as I have enough to survive. Yeah, I understand. And at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, that's all you need. But when push ain't coming to shove, you know, the point is you pay to use it, you pay to make it, and you pay to lend or borrow it. You're damn right. You're absolutely right. And that's where the system got fucked. Back in the day, I guess it was like, well, do I have the shillings? I guess I don't. You know what I mean? I agree 1,000%, Wade Lucero, but what is the alternative? Like Cottonmouth King said, I'm trying to remember verbatim how he says, so they take it when you live, they take it when you buy, or they take it when you, fuck. Now I gotta start the whole song over in my head. Lonely teenage daydream of things I just might be. A surreal kind of thinking keeps on drifting in on me. My twisted body is lifeless, and not so their twisted mind. Peace through power their motto, power for peace their crime. The government keeps on control over the population while the schools teach your kids restricted education. Murder, age, rapes, and underage prostitution. They got the war on pot, they got the wrong solution. So wake and I bake, nowhere to escape. Living life in a tape, they invade my space. Betrayed for the paint while they're shooting off blanks. Society's locked in a paranoid state. It's the illusion of ownership and take what you can get. The banks and the loan charging everyone's in debt. And if you get ahead, how quickly you'll forget. You're hanging from a burning rope and got no safety net. They take it when you give. They take it when you buy. They take it when you live, and they take it when you die. These are the lies that are stated as facts, and I can see the wires of that levitating act. How would life be if the world smoked weed? Guaranteed to be peace, not greed. You see, it's hell, living in a cell. Legalize a plan, only time will tell. And with interest, we fund our government on basically a credit card system. How fast would you go broke if you could only use a credit card? Basically, my only argument against that and like the whole debt thing in general as to how much money the United States owes, who the fuck's gonna come and take it? Like everybody all of a sudden jumps up and goes, all right, we need our money. The United States gonna spit in their hand and say, there you go. Call that interest. I mean, well, fuck. You know what I mean? Paw, I'm already broke. I'm broke too. We're all broke. But we're doing what we can to, I'm not saying we're out here trying to go rich or nothing, but we're intelligent enough individuals. We're staying ahead of the game best we can, you know, like maybe we do a little this, a little bit of that. Maybe the, you know, crazy wild YouTube internet money is always wonderful. We're not that far from monetization, folks. We're only like 500 hours away, and we've already came like 2,500 hours, somewhere in that neighborhood. Because without debt, there would be no tax. Well, without debt, they're either going to make, they would either be generating a surplus, the government is financing itself, or the government is just financing breaking even on tax. I don't think there would be no tax. So I've always thought, like, well, what if the government had its own businesses and made its own money? And it's like there's something with that. That crosses wires that don't work or something. I don't know specifically why. It sounds like it could be a problem. Oh my god damn. Woo! Hell yeah. Poor Reese got hit with a phone. Pick that motherfucker back up. Okay. And close this back. The Croatian guy up in the house. What's poppin', dog? Wasn't the Croatian guy like crazy as shit? Or that may have been the one particular Russian guy. What's up, bro? He hit that like. I seen we up on 13, baby. He sup. Croatian guy, how's it hanging? Let me ask. We had tariffs for income tax that paid for everything. Yes, we did. We really did. But I guess maybe things were simpler back in the 20s. Maybe. It's like they did away with tariffs and then everything boomed and then everything crashed. And I'm sure at that point everyone was saying, what's up with these tariffs? We also didn't import a lot of shit back then. Now we're like the biggest importer in the whole world. Kind of makes sense to do tariffs to a degree. 1933. That when they gave up, they said these tariffs didn't save us from economic ruin, even though that had nothing to do with what was going on at the time. I don't think that was what caused the stock crash. I think that was just a case of so much boom eventually bust. The floor will eventually fall out. 14 likes, baby. All the good in the world is going to make some bad, just like all the bad in the world is going to make some good. It's sort of like a never-ending circle. Sort of a snake eating its own tail and staying satisfied. What did you want to ask me? Oh, I got to ask all the Stoosey fam that have been watching the live stream, hanging out with us, how is y'all's day going? We can do the old 1 to 10. That's a great way to just throw that number out there and let them know how it's going. 10 is fantastic, God tier, life-changing for the good. 0 is like end of the world, out of your hands, it's all over. There's nothing left. Like, Pawpaw hollering a 7. And I got to give a shout out while y'all are all telling us your days. Big shout out. Sis, shouting out Pawpaw, shouting out Croatian guy, shouting out my wild man Wade Lucero, bad motherfucker that he is. Omar's the man hanging with us and keeping the load down for show. Mike Murphy, of course. Great to have him back in the fucking hang with it. For sure. Because there was kind of a period of time where Mike Murphy was absentee, but he's been back with us the past few. Let's go. USA from Santa Fe, I know was up with us. Stardust come through to let us know that the rain was coming down, and we had by God and Jetpack come through. Mr. Jetpack hanging. God, there's been so many cool folks and like tons and tons of fucking chat. Rainbow Bay, my baby, my Giat, of course. I believe that rounds everyone out. Omar's the man with a 1.5. Dear God, Omar. What the fuck? I'm so sorry, bro, but know that we're the Stoosey Boys and the Stoosey fam is here for you, like always. Rainbow Band hollering a 7. Croatian guy's got an 8.5 out of 10. He's fucking rocking. Wade's hanging at an 8. Sis is rolling 7. Papa's rolling 7. A lot of 7s. I'll stand on a 7.5, y'all. I'm having a pretty good day. Maybe he went to Nashville. I know that really seems to be a big topic of the stream and stuff, but when you do fantastic things or out of the ordinary things, there's something we can sit here and jaw about. Because, you know me, I vibed my way through Nashville. I not like sauntered. I went through that bitch like a breeze. I was having a wonderful time. It was like I say, we was having a great time. It was fantastic. It was glorious. Never, and all the negative things that I see occurred. There was also some gunfire down there too. It's like bap, and of course everyone's like whoop, and then bap bap, and it's like, well, let's keep on heading this way. Well, yeah. Well, I guess we're not going back that way. Fuck yeah. There were so many good alleys to get mugged into. There were tons, tons and tons. It's like, wow, we could really get mugged in there. And it's like, shut the fuck up. I'm 100% for real. So what's for dinner tonight, y'all? I asked the fam how their day was doing, and by God, they responded heavy-handed for sure. What are we having for dinner, folk? Be real with you, C-Man doesn't know what he's going to be having for dinner. Might be something involving some chicken. Might be something involving a little cheese. Depends. I'll have to take a look and see what we're working with. Maybe even like a pasta ziti al dente kind of dish. What day is it? Wednesday? Is it Wednesday still? Yeah. Fuck Wednesday. Everybody pissed me off at work. Another customer tried to fight me when I told him to leave. Damn, Omar's a man. Salisbury steak, taters, macaroni, corn. Full spread. I expect corn to appear tonight for sure. Because we did have green beans yesterday. Oh, Pawpaw and Sis was like dueling to let the world know. Yeah, but who's cooking that up? Who's private chef in that? Sis Pawpaw. How the hell did I? I've lost my lighter somehow. Sis said to me. You know good and damn well. Y'all excuse me just a moment while I fetch a fuego and a beverage. Bum, ba-rum, ba-rum, bum, ba-rum. Got me some of this good COLA, boys. I'm back in the house. You should try some of the Mexican corn. They put all types of spices on it. Mexican corn or Mexicorn is the shit, bro. I've been notorious for busting that out at a couple, what do you call it? Grill outs here lately. All it is corn and spices and like green and red bell pepper. Extra, extra gravy. Elote. We speaking French? I'll have you know I'm 2% French. Some fucking how. Oui. Baguettes in the Eiffel Tower and escargot and shit. Ratatouille. Last time I checked, it wasn't French fries, baby. It's still freedom fries. Anybody remember that? I agree with what Papa said. Nashville is a good place if you're in the good places. But there's a lot of places they don't tell you about. And those are places you don't want to be. But it's like that the same. It's like that with everywhere. There's places in this county that you don't want to be. There's places in the state. There's places in this country. You know, any way you look at it, there's always somewhere that you probably best just not. Yeah. It's like I said before, or many, many live streams ago, I'm fully confident that I could travel virtually any non family road in the South. Back roads, all that. Now, notice I didn't say family roads, because them are the ones where you really don't belong. What are you doing around here, boy? You know, it's only Whitakers up here on that hell. But, oh, you from Kentucky? Ha! Well, this ain't Kentucky. But, you know what I mean? Type places. But other than that, oh, your boy can go just, oh, well, listen here, Bubba. I got turned around back up there at that stump. You know what I'm saying? I hung that right there. You see, I've been looking here on this here map. And, Bubba, I'm just plumb, you know what I mean? You gotta, you gotta turn it up for them. A latte is a street food, grilled corn cob with mayo and chili powder. Don't sound half bad. Well, that Mexicorn, when it come out, they called it Mexican street corn. And I assume maybe somebody got pissed or something. Because next thing I know, it becomes Mexicorn. And it's the exact same shit. So I'm like, I saw that. What the hell? You know what I mean? My mom asked me to take the swap text to see my absolute ethnic. I think it's not real. Why did the ancestry thing? Whether it's real or not, it's the thing with that DNA coupled with the genealogy. It seems accurate. I traced my ancestry all the way back to like 1100s England. And then ancestry tells me I'm like 70 fucking percent English. So it's like, okay, makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, so if it's lying, at least it's forming its own kind of. You can see the dots. It's like your boy Seaman is just your regular old British Isle mutt. English, Scottish, Welsh, Irish, Scandinavian. Scandinavia ain't the British Isles, but you get my fucking drift. And 2% goddamn French. Because once again, we. I can give a shit less. We're all mutts anyway. And furthermore, I've pissed away more on less. Stardust back up. The storm is messing with my internet connection. I could go for a little more storm back this way because it was probably 10 degrees cooler. They just want your code. Ain't getting none my pure blood. Yeah. And they got it. But they was going to get it anyway. And also, Wade, how do you know that they ain't? Have you ever had blood drawn? Blue blood are you, Wade? I got news for everyone. They already got it. You're just okay. So now you're just giving them plausible reason to have it. You'll say, "Oh, wow, yes, the ancestry." What did suck though is the fact that just one crime, and it was like a murder, and it's like, it's good that the crime got. They're looking for the Drew's bloodline. It was a murder that they actually managed to solve because there was DNA that didn't match the criminal database. But then they plugged that DNA into Ancestry or 23andMe or some shit. They plugged that DNA into that, and then all of a sudden it matched, and they solved the murder. But then it's like, okay, so now everyone who's volunteered their DNA to Ancestry, 23andMe, or whatever, is now a part of the same database as all the criminals and shit. Interesting. They might not have your thumbprint, but they got your DNA. Now we're moving to closing thoughts. We're about out the door here, but I got one last fucking topic. Why the fuck is germ theory only a theory? Just let that sink for a minute. The idea that germs cause illness is only a theory. It's not a law. What's up with that? Now, I think I've done my own Google, like once, and it pretty much told me that because not all illness is caused 100% of the time by germs, that kind of fucks with that. Even though germs are only supposed to cause certain kinds of illnesses, kind of thing, and maybe certain instances it hasn't been proved. Yeah, germs are everywhere. I think germ theory is just the idea A, that they exist, and B, that they cause illness. To me, that seems proven. To me, that makes all the sense in the world. And it just so happened, when they started sterilizing everything, that the mortality rate in regards to medical procedures drops by like drastic amounts. So it's like, okay, this seems very obviously a fact. So why the hell, you know what I mean? It kind of casts the shadow of the doubt, doesn't it? Just like a teensy weensy little bit. Because you have to go to college and you still not understand. I have to go to college just to learn that to learn why germ theory is only a theory. I don't know, man. Seems auspicious. Seem like one of those ways you're supposed to think, don't it? Well, by golly gosh, it's been a badass live stream, but we got to slide and take care of business. Y'all know how it is. It's been a banging Wednesday live stream. It's been damn good to have y'all. Y'all have been great. Y'all have been fantastic. Y'all have been wonderful. I've seen tons of fam damn riding the whole stream with us. Fucking great, fucking glorious. Y'all the champs. Y'all the bosses. Y'all the sons of bitches that make these streams fun. And to y'all, I tip a hat and raise a glass as always. Peace, calm, positivity, and love, safety, and determination from Kentucky Sea all the way around the world, whether she's flat, circle, or some kind of cylindrical object of sorts. We all certainly seem to be here together. So even if it is a simulation, I'm sure as hell happy to share it with y'all. So y'all be good, y'all be great. And like Omar's the man says, everything is a theory. So parasites and pathogens, i.e. germs. So without further ado, we bid to you and yours the best of luck, high tides, all that, a good evening, a good night, and a fantastic tomorrow. We hope y'all all have a great sleep. And we hope y'all all just plain have a good one. So, it's been C-Man and the Stoosey Boys. Like Pawpaw said, remember to spread the word daily. And of course, that word is legs. So, y'all be good. Y'all be wonderful. Peace, y'all.